Alright, so now we're on chapter 22, which is covering Southwest Asia, and section 1 is about the Arabian Peninsula. Now, this is the area that is home to Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. And the main theme for this section is Islam. We're going to be learning a lot about the religion of Islam. Now, Islam is one of the main religions in the world. It's one of the top 5. And it is one of the newer ones. And there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of prejudices and stereotypes about people of this faith. So we need to make sure that we understand the basics of it before we make these judgments, and so that we understand things better. So Islam began in Saudi Arabia in the 600s. Now, it is a monotheistic religion, which means that they have one God. They are one of 3 religions in the world that have one God. That would be Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now, their God is named Allah. Allah is the same God as the God of the Jews and the Christians. But they don't believe in Jesus, and they recognize him as a good person, but their prophet is named Muhammad. So Muhammad and Allah are the 2 names associated with Islam. Now, their holiest city on earth is the city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. We're going to learn a little bit more, and we'll look at some pictures of Mecca. So they're a monotheistic religion, which means they have one God. It's the same God as the Christians and the Jews, and his name is Allah, and their prophet is Muhammad. Now, Islam has 5 basic beliefs called the pillars of Islam. Now, Christians and Jews have many beliefs also, and the main Jewish beliefs would be the 10 Commandments. Now, the Islamic people believe in a lot of those, but they really focus on these 5 main pillars. The first one is faith, or declaring that there's only one God, and that Muhammad is the messenger of him. The second one is prayer. Now, they pray 5 times a day, formally. Now, in some countries which have theocracies, it is mandatory, and the whole entire city stops, prays, and they all do it together at the exact same time. So 5 times a day. They might do it at a mosque, or if they're out shopping, they roll down the rug and pray right when they're shopping. The third one is giving to charity, or alms. Now, they must give 2.5% of their income to charity to help out poor people. This is very similar to the Christians also, who are asked to give a tenth or a tithe of their income to charity. The fourth one is fasting during the month of Ramadan. Now, Ramadan is their holy month. It lasts about 40 days, and it's a lunar month, so it moves throughout the year, but right now I think it's kind of in the fall or early winter time. And during the daylight hours, they fast. Some women and children, are allowed to eat, but adults fast during the day, and then when the sun goes down, then they're allowed to eat. Then they kind of stay up and they read the Quran. And at the end of the month, there's a big celebration. And it really gets them to focus on their religion. It's not that different from Christians taking time to celebrate during the Lent season, because a lot of Christians give up something for Lent. It might be meat on Fridays or chocolate or ice cream, but for Muslims, they take a whole entire month where they don't eat during the day, so they just focus more on the religion. And the last pillar, number 5, is the Hajj, or pilgrimage, to Mecca. Now, it's a journey to all the holy sites in Mecca, especially the Kaaba. And we'll look at some pictures on the next page of that. The Kaaba is that meteorite. It's been dedicated to Allah, and it's the major thing that all Muslims should go to if they can. All right, so let's quickly review these 5 pillars of Islam. Faith is declaring that you are believe in God, and it's just Allah and Muhammad. Prayer 5 times a day facing Mecca. So let's look at Mecca. This is Mecca. All right, so this is Mecca. This black rock right in the middle here is the Kaaba. Now, the Kaaba is a big black meteorite underneath this, and Mecca is the home of this. It's a city in Saudi Arabia. Here's another better picture of an aerial view. Now, this is during the Hajj. So everybody all year 5 times a day, prayers facing Mecca. And then during the Hajj, or this pilgrimage to Mecca, everybody comes here and they wear these white outfits and they walk around this Kaaba 5 times. They circle it 5 times and they're just praying and singing. And it becomes this big festival of pilgrimage. Around here in Saudi Arabia, you can see that there's a lot of hotels and restaurants, and it really does become this huge event for people. All of these white specks here are people, and you can see them walking around the Kaaba. This is a big deal, and every Muslim is expected to go there if they can financially. And if you live a lifetime, you have a lot of time to save up money. Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali have both been there. Now, all of these things, the 5 pillars, they're in your book on page 504, and there will be an essay question on these. You're just going to have to be able to explain, what are the 5 basic pillars of Islam.